Welcome to a new season of No Fear or Favor. Have you ever been a victim of a crime? If you have, then I'm sure you're aware of how important crime victim services are. This week on No Fear or Favor, we talk about a bill that would help to fill crime victim services funding gap that was created by federal funding shortfalls and a federal funding freeze put in place by the Trump administration. Hello, I'm Jamel Lundy, the Intergovernmental Relations Manager for the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, fancy word for lobbyists. I served in Minnesota House of Representatives for almost 10 years. Hennepin County is the largest county in the state of Minnesota, and the Hennepin County Attorney's Office handles almost half of the state's criminal prosecutions. Follow me as I follow the action at the Capitol with No Fear or Favor. House File 1082 and Senate File 852, brought by Representative Moeller and Senator Umar Verbeten, will provide millions for crime victim services to help fill a federal funding gap brought forth by federal funding freezes and shortfalls.
Federal funding that Minnesota receives for victim services is crucial to public safety. In recent years, that federal funding has been decreasing, and now the Trump administration's attempt to freeze federal funds and the chaos and uncertainty surrounding the victim funding that he has created has made what was already a crisis in Minnesota a 5-alarm fire.
In order to get a better understanding of this crime victim services funding gap, what impacts it has, and what our state is looking to do about it, I sat down with Siri Lokenskard. She leads our Domestic Abuse Service Center, DASC for short. This is a service center community cooperative founded by the county attorney, dedicated to protecting victims across Hennepin County.
I'm Siri Lokenskard. I'm the director of the Domestic Abuse Service Center. I manage a multidisciplinary team, such as a prosecution team, pro bono legal representation and consultation, assistance in filing order for protections. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves at the Domestic Abuse Service Center is to be able to meet individuals where they are at. The Domestic Abuse Service Center really serves as a place where victims of domestic violence can receive multiple services in one centralized location. And knowing that there could potentially be funding gaps, this would drastically impact the services that we are able to provide. In meeting with representatives and commissioners, we've also tried to highlight a lot of the gaps in services that federal funding cuts would impact. Last year alone, the Domestic Abuse Service Center was able to provide an outreach with over 22,000 advocacy contacts. It is a heavy lift. Hennepin County is the largest judicial district in the state of Minnesota, and the Domestic Abuse Service Center assists with about 80% of all order for protections in Hennepin County.
How does this bill work?
What we always say about the Domestic Abuse Service Center is it really is where community meets government. About 60 to 70% of our advocacy staff are community, culturally specific advocates. A lot of, if not all of those community organizations are supported through grants and federal funding. Federal funding and state funding cuts would drastically impact their ability to provide services within the Domestic Abuse Service Center.
Madam Chair and members of the committee, my name is Sarah Reynolds, and I am the Executive Director of Child's Place, a children's advocacy center located in Redwood Falls. Whether it's offering comfort in a courtroom while a child testifies, assisting grandparents in creating a safe place for children placed in their care, or helping a child obtain medical services after being branded by their abuser, we stand by children and families during their most traumatic moments. A staggering 85% of our budget relies on grants from the Office of Justice Programs through state and federal funds. Any reduction in this funding would force us to close our doors, halting services to children in our rural communities.
How will this bill, if passed, directly help the work that you're doing right now?
This bill would provide and fill a lot of those funding gaps. The things that we are currently able to provide through our federal grants that we have in this office: housing needs, safe housing and shelter, safety options like lock changes. That definitely will impact our ability to prosecute cases, because victim survivors may not want to participate or may not be able to participate because those basic needs and those safety needs are not met.
If you'd like to see House File 1082 or Senate File 852 brought by Representative Moeller or Senator Umar Verbeten passing a law, or looking for other ways to be active supporting victim services organizations, please contact them or me using the details below in the bio. Thank you again for returning for another season of No Fear or Favor. I'll see you around the Capitol.